Muscle and Mayhem. How did we get there? How did you finally get all this footage? Because it was all your footage.
Yeah.
You've got all this footage that you've just been sitting on from the tour buses, from the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All the gladiators in the ice rooms, like all the stuff that fans have been just dying to see. You've just been hanging on to this for dear life.
And I'll be honest with you, there's probably 3/4 of that stuff nobody's even seen.
Really?
Oh God, they just threw little tidbits, into the Muscles and Mayhem because apparently they couldn't get enough footage from MGM of the Gladiators, and so they needed to almost fill an entire episode.
Yeah.
And so they used. I had 3 little, cassette tapes from those little recorders, full of behind the scenes stuff. So there's a lot that wasn't shown. And so I still look at this footage and go, God, what could we do with this footage?
Yeah, you just hang on to it. Lori, hang on to that.
Oh, I know.
Don't do anything with that.
I know.
We all want to see it. So.
I know. And so Muscles of Mayhem came about. I mean, that was Nitro's, definitely. That was his deal. I mean, we knew a documentary was going to come out. He was working with a production company, and he gets all the credit for that one. And he brought me in, and I was co-producer on it. And so it was a lot of fun doing and putting together, We're doing a Muscles and Mayhem small tour right now.
I know.
It'll start August, September, October. I think it's September, October. Right. I think it's October. I need to know these dates. We can put them in the show notes. But we start in Toronto. We do Toronto, Pittsburgh, and New York. Those are our first 3. And then once those sell out, we should have at least about 10 more.
What's that going to consist of? You doing the joust?
It's a small, intimate setting, and there's 4 gladiators. Myself, Nitro, Laser, and Diamond. And some of the gladiators will be interchangeable. Me and Nitro will be the constant.
Okay.
But yes, it'll be a meet and greet. It'll be interactive, like with the audience. We will have a couple audience participants come out and joust. Yes. So there will be some jousting done because everybody wants some jousting gladiator. But there's got to be a few rules. Come on, I don't want to be hit in the head now.
Right. I mean, you're still an athlete, but
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was a lot on your body, and you also got so beat up that, like, even it doesn't matter. Like, even like young gymnasts. I mean, after however many years of gymnastics, you're just your body is done.
Right.
But I want to know, like, how did that feel? Like, tell me the day that it hit you that you were going to do this Netflix documentary, and again, you saw the vision of what was going to be on the other side of that.
I know that everybody in the world is waiting for it because it had been 30 years since Gladiators ended.
Were you just like so excited?
I was so excited, but yet very, very nervous.
Right.
Because in a documentary, you could sit for 5 and 6 hours and do an interview just like this, and you have no idea
what they're going to publish.
What's going to land on the floor, what's going to be on screen, Are they going to make you look good? Are they going to make you look stupid? They did an amazing job with it.
They did.
So when I finally heard, and it was with Netflix, I was just like, yes. I was so excited that Netflix picked it up. It's going to be, there's no doubt I think it was in the top 10 for almost 3 weeks on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. It was.
And apparently those are really good numbers.
Yes.
So it wasn't just kind of like a flyby, which was awesome.
Yeah, I have good taste, and that was my favorite, so.
Thank you. Thank you. Every once in a while, I turn it on for my dogs when I leave the house.
I would.
I know, right? So
they can feel like you're still there.
Exactly. Mom's voice. But I look at that footage, and I'm just, I look at how, more than anything, Wendy, I look back and go, oh my God, look at my body.
Right?
35 years ago, we changed a little bit over time.
You still look pretty damn good.
Thank you.
I must say.
I feel pretty damn good, but still, I look and my legs were just like massive, and it's a lot of fun to go back and watch.
I bet.
And I have so many people asking me the question, and I don't know how to answer the question is, how does it make you feel when you watch it? Do you see a different person? Do you remember those times? I remember the times, swinging across the rings and being in the bus. I remember the times that people were like, but who was Lori back then?
Yeah.
I go, it's interesting. I don't know. I've evolved.
Yeah.
I've matured. I've softened. There's no doubt. Because back then it was like, yeah, fuck you all. You know? I mean, it was just like, I'm going to kick your ass.
Well, in the moment, you don't realize that there's going to be an ending to what you're doing.
Never.
So it's always a different experience when you're reflecting on something that you were in the moment on. In the moment when you don't feel like it's ever going to end and you don't think that you're going to be separated from this group of people that you feel like are your family, it's a completely different experience versus like now you're like reflecting on it and like everyone is kind of separated. And do you, I mean, there's like a range, right? There's like the nostalgia to sadness. You know,
God, there's every emotion in the rainbow.
Yeah.
You know, that you can feel the excitement. Yeah. You can remember selling out Madison Square Gardens. You can feel the camaraderie. You know, you can feel the competition.
Yeah.
I mean, the girls were competitive with one another.
And I actually did want to talk about that too, because, you know, on top of the hierarchy, there's, you know, I don't want to say animosity, but
you can say
animosity, rivalries. I mean, you had to have been competitive with each other.
It's still there to this day.
Right. I can see that. I mean, that's
still there to this day.
Well, you're doing a competition.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, even from social media.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Followers.
Right.
It's just it is a little crazy, the competition to this day.
A fight for who was the most popular gladiator?
A fight for, what are we going to do now? Some of the gladiators aren't happy that they're not doing the Muscles of Mayhem tour.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
How did that come to be? How did you?
That was mine.
That was yours.
That was mine in Nitros, definitely.
Yeah.
We, kind of my idea in the very beginning, because of the fact that I saw an MMA group go out and they were doing meet and greets and they were selling out small 1,000-seat auditoriums. Right. And I'm like, oh my God, we could do this, especially after the Muscles of Mayhem came out. I was like, more and more people want to hear us. They want to know our stories. We can do a meet and greet and do different locations around, you know, small tour around the United States.
Yeah.
And so I saw it, I knew it. Dan had a friend that did it. Yeah. Him and I got together. We started comparing notes. We were like, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
And then we found a production company. They actually took it on and they were like, okay, this is a no-brainer. Let's do this. And again, that evolved.
Yeah.
You know, so there is animosity with some gladiators that aren't doing this.